Human beings like you and me can be easily manipulated. Remember, you and me are here to make a profit. So, it's your decision. You decide whether to stay rock solid and to learn more, or fall in for the FUD coming in just to give you regret and pain afterwards. I personally laugh at guys who says XRP will be a stable coin, and that too at $1. Come on, because I feel like they don't even have time to read the white paper of XRP. If they had, they would have done that, and they already understood that by design it cannot be like that. Look at the gain in XRP from the long time we were all waiting for this, right? And now when we are pumping like this crazy to the upside, rock solid straight up, you are going to see a lot of FUD coming in. And when these kind of FUD is coming in, do remember, it's always about discipline. During this time, many will divert you from the truth. If you want to profit, stay put, or regret afterwards. You can decide now if you want to seize this opportunity of this decade, or sleep through it and then regret afterwards. I'm not showing you guys this to boast myself. Instead, the 94 trading positions which I have from last 2 to 3 months is right now in profit, and say the entire trading portfolio of XRP is around 100% in profit. So what does that mean? If you are ready, patient, even 2 to 3 months in a bull run, you can make this. So think about what is the profit, or what will be the profit when you wait through the entire bull run. It's all about patience. It's all about patience, and that's why I completely agree with David here. Suffer the pain of discipline, or suffer the pain of regret. He's actually quoting Jim, but I really like that to see that this morning when I was starting to do my research for XRP and my Patreon members, and I was really happy that I end up with all of these content for you today, because this is absolutely bullish and it's going to give you way more insights. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you see these opportunities on time, you're going to make profits in your trading positions. We put out charts, setups, and the targets in our Patreon group, and majority are really happy with it, as we find various different assets with these probabilities. Now, yes, you'll have to wait sometimes 1 week, sometimes 2 weeks for this to play out, but the patterns and trends are valid and it does pay off. If you see value for your time, you can hit that like and subscribe button and watch more. So why are we excited? When we see news like this, why are you really excited? Because at one side, you're getting FUD like XRP is going to be a stable coin. And what's my take on that? For me, it clearly is just a FUD. I don't actually give a damn about these guys who are like, they don't even have an idea about XRP. Because if you look at that, XRP is designed as a appreciating asset. You have to understand that it has just that burn rate in XRP can increase the price over time. So that means it cannot be fixed at one price if its supply is being burnt by each transaction. Go look at the on-demand liquidity volume. It's increasing. That means the number of payments or transactions executed through the network is increasing. That in turn suggests to you that the burn rate is also working hard, burning a small fraction of XRP during each transaction. So if your supply is reducing and your demand is increasing, how can you keep the price at same stage? It's basic economics. I don't even understand how we, the XRP community, fall for these kind of. I don't actually want to jump much into that, because I'll say you don't have time to waste for that. Right now, you have a lot of information coming at you which you need to digest well. Why you need to digest that well? Because when you look at the entire market, you're going to get a lot of different aspects which if you use well, you can understand. Say, look at the market. Money is being pulled out from the gold and it's coming into crypto. If you look at that, that's way more significant than all of the FUD. See, here we are watching that XRP is leading the pack. You have BTC there, Ether there, all of the different assets listed there, and in which, it's really cool that you can see that opportunities pop up everywhere. And what you need to do is take those opportunities. Now, yes, some assets give you opportunity for a week or a month or even 3 months if you're trading. The time frame can be different, but some asset will give you opportunity in a week. So you jump in, you take that, even sometimes in a couple of days, say 50, 40, 60% profit, you jump back out. So it completely depends on which asset you're trading and the opportunity trend and pattern. So to identify this, we kindly work a lot in the Patreon. Now, yes, no one cares about you and your profit. Everyone cares about their portfolio and how much they make. So why am I going through all of these and giving you guys this information? Say in the Patreon, it's kind of two-way profits for me. One, I go through the different assets, I go through the charts, I find different opportunities, and I present them to you guys in Patreon, right? So one is I find those opportunities myself and I jump in and invest. And when I invest, it's not can't be stated as investment, it's trading. When I trade that, I get profit like this in one side, and at the same time you guys get more value in Patreon and you pay me. So for me, I'm giving you guys value for your money. It's not just listening to me in YouTube, it's getting more value for your portfolio. If it's just for XRP, yes, just listen here and you're going to get all those items which I share in the Patreon. And sometimes like these, say for example ADA, I showed you guys this before after presenting it to the Patreon guys, after they reaped 10-20% profit, I showed you guys that the opportunity is still moving in. If you would like to, you can jump in. If you see, yes, it did pay off. Now that opportunity was like, say this is November 23rd and this is November 20th. So just 3 days, you actually reaped that profit. So if you're waiting steady, it's not an issue. And that's why I tell you guys, if you have other assets than XRP, you can look into that Patreon. Otherwise, it's not needed. Just listen here. You'll get most of the value for your XRP portfolio. Now, let's just look at the price right now. What is it doing? It's in the weekly chart. It's just going directly to the moon, you can see. Yeah, it hasn't actually went to the all-time high, but it shows like just if this is the beginning of that first wave, like you see in the history. So if you just take a trend line and plot it like this, you can see that we broke above here, we retested there, and we are pumping after that confirmation of the retest. Now go back in history and plot the same. You'll see that after that retest, you kind of get this here. If you correctly plot that, you are going to watch something like this. After the retest, it started that boom. So I'm not saying it's happening today, tomorrow, but it's happening right now. You have to actually understand that while looking at the charts, you need to understand your charts so well so that you can see what are the targets, where should we pass through to get a confirmation about this is happening. Say these are the overhead resistance which everyone, including me, stated these will be huge overhead resistance. At least I considered the 0.3, 0.4 area, and we played around that area. Sometimes say we bounced here, we reached there, we came back and then created a higher low, then pumped through it. Now is it just one area we are going through? No, we already went about this first target, then the second one, now the third one is around 0.7. So you can probably see the price going near to 0.9, 0.95 or even $1 and closing. Now this month you only have limited days, right? Just in 6 days it's going to end. So you really have to keep your eye on this particular candle, because after this it can be a little bit of correction and it can be a pump ahead. But if you look at the same on a monthly and go back in history, look at what really happened in monthly, there was no correction like that in monthly. Yes, you get that after wave 1 and then wave 2, but you can't even see the fluctuations inside that monthly candle. If you want to clearly watch that, you really need to go through the weekly chart, daily chart, and understand what happened during that time, right? So the opportunity exists. So like I showed to my Patreon guys, like we are moving like this. You have to watch out. We're going to break through this yesterday. You can see the date and time there. Then this kind of happened. So I gave them like, okay, we just pumped above. Even this wick was there, should be acting as a little bit of resistance in a smaller time frame, but we broke above, and that's the confirmation that we are going to pump. And then you can see that huge confirmation candle popping out and going to the moon. Now, if you go back into the price chart, say if you go into a daily chart to see where the price actually went and what it is actually showing you, this for me is a continuation pattern. What is that? You get a bullish green shaped candle, then a little bit of correction, and then again a green shaped candle. That gives you that continuation icon that yes, we are going to go to the upside. And we already reached around 0.58. So that's like, we were around 0.48 when we were looking at the market. We were trying to say that this is happening, right? You can see that here. So if you would like to again receive the value, it's up to you. You want to unlock it on the right time, because the YouTube video I create early in the morning and put it say around 9 or 10 o'clock here in South Korea. It can be different based on which geographical region you are. But the Patreon, it's like I work early in the morning, afternoon during my lunchtime in the university, during the night time. So you get more value whenever I see a chart, I see an opportunity, I post it there. Let it be XRP, ADA, BTC, Ether, or all the different assets which we usually talk about in the Patreon feed, right? So it's completely up to you. Now, let's jump into the fundamental side of this. Why should you care about this bull run? Because in this bull run, you are seeing a lot of interest from the institutional guys, because they all understand that the central banks are going to come in. And when central banks are coming in, it's not only a sign of, there can be a lot of manipulation. It's also suggesting you that, like, say, this analyst is showing you 25 to 30. Why? Because there is a lot of fundamental and technical issues booming right now. So if they pop out an article showing 25 and all the ideas to support that, to validate their claim, it's going to make you convinced. But is that it? No. You really have to understand. Say, for example, this particular tweet from Michael shows Bank of America is being highlighted now in Ripple's website. Now, we already knew about their partnership. What just changed? I personally believe there is something huge between Ripple and Bank of America. That's why previously they were like, okay, we are going to run a campaign on this announcement. And then it kind of, went nothing like we expected. But if you look back at those incidents, you'll understand there is going to be a huge uptick in the price when these kind of announcements are jumping in. So when we say the window of opportunity is open and we are moving through that, you have to understand the current economy is having issue. Another wave of the health crisis is hitting the globe, and then you kind of see different banks going in with different applications. They are trying to, pump money into an area where they see the future. And that's what you do usually, right? So we're discussing about the same thing, a huge pump in your capital from say 3, 4, 5 months. And if you are experiencing that right now, say I told you guys as much as I can to average down as much as possible when we were on 0.16, 0.17, 0.18, 0.2, 0.25. If you have done that, you would be at least above 100% profit right now. Instead of having a say average of $6.6, $1 XRP portfolio, which is still in negative, you would be happy that at least you are watching that the market is grinding higher in a smaller time frame. In a longer time frame, it's not grinding higher, it's just like it got the rocket fuel and it's just mooning from there. So it's different, right? In different time frame. In a daily, even on a daily, it looks like it's just pumping to the upside directly. And if you look back in history, like this type of fluctuation in XRP only happened during the bull run. And that bull run is not, you have to understand, it's not directly starting from the bottom to the top here. It gets a little bit of correction intermediately. And if you want to trade it, it's up to you. But I'll say you can trade during a bear market or a consolidation. Trading the same while a bull market in a shorter time frame is going to be really difficult. Instead, what you can say is you can look at a couple of week or a month scenario and say this pattern is going to play out this much. Say 80%, 150% is the target, 200% is the target. Then, okay, you can target for that. Say 100% is the target, and then you should take your profit around 80%. Usually that's how it plays out. You should know or you should understand to game the market. Now the market is putting their money into an area where they understand that this is correct. We already went through, we validated that, and this technology works. So shout to Roses on the Moon. She kind of highlighted this here, that back in 2016, they had this insights in Ripple. The partnership, their works were actually having enormous effect, and right now you can highlight that they are coming up with new technology. They are embracing this technology to move in. And when all of this is happening, one side the price is pumping, another side this is happening, fundamentals are being ever stronger. The number of new account activations is also increasing. What does that mean? Yeah, one side you have the flare, which will be taking that screenshot by coming December. Majority would be preparing for that, but do you just think newcomers are coming in to get the Spark token, the flare? I personally don't think so. Say if you're coming up with 1,000 XRP as your first XRP investment, you don't even currently know that what will be the price of these airdrop. We don't even know what Spark token will be valued at. So you are not there jumping there just to get this. You look at the chart, or at least hear from many that this asset is going asymmetrically to the upside, and majority don't want to miss this opportunity, and that's what we call the FOMO, fear of missing out. They'll just log into, say I use Coin Paprika, you can use any other Coin Market Cap or any other, it's up to you. You can just look at this return rate and you are like, okay, so in 1 quarter it's like 95, whereas in 30 days it's 100%. That means on a shorter time frame it's pumping even harder than this longer time frame. Okay, cool. What does that mean? More money, more volume is entering the market, because as you come near the 7 days average, you kind of get 96%, which is similar to these, right? If you look at 30-day or a quarter, it's like near to that zone. That means the pump just started. It's not the time where you say, okay, I missed half of the journey. It's like, okay, it's just pumping, and if I jump in this one right now, I'm going to ride the wave till the all-time high. That is what a trader, or at least an investor, will be looking at. But for me, as I've always highlighted, investors, as I considered, are those guys who saw the value in XRP during this accumulation stage and bought in or averaged down to this range during that time frame. Because you can't, we can't say that we didn't get the time. It was like at least around 200 days when the XRP was just around 0.2, 0.2, 0.225, 0.3, just 0.23. So if you manage to average down, that's the best area. Now if you're doing that same, say your dollar cost averaging right now, you're buying more and more positions in XRP, your average itself is going to go up. I won't repeat that mistake. I mean, I did that mistake during the last bull run. At that time, I was a newcomer in the market. When the market was pumping, I was like taking profit, buying more, taking profit, buying more. It kind of does, like, yeah, in dollar terms, your profit increases, but the issue becomes like, your dollar terms increases, but the number of XRP you hold decreases at one side. And then the other side, if you're not taking profit, just buying more, making everything in profit, earning more XRP and more dollars, it's cool, but your average is going to peak and you don't know when the cycle is going to turn down. Say you do the same as the price is continuing higher, say it reaches $5, you think it's going to go $10, then the price reaches $10, and now you think it's going to go $50. So you're going to continue doing that, or immediately take some profit and then reinvest down. So you're kind of chasing the market. That's what we don't want to do, because if the market turns on you, you're going to be stuck there for next 2 to 3 years. And you'll again have to average down and start everything from the bottom. I personally don't want to do that, and that's why I highlight that to you guys, because if I don't want to do that, I don't want my followers to get stuck chasing the market. If you were here in this channel, you would be listening to the same advice, same opinion from my side from last 3 to 6 months. Never chase the market like that. Always position your portfolio to get the maximum profit, and that's what we are getting here. Now, if you look at Ethereum, BTC and all and compare it with XRP, you're going to get one small key information. It's really small, but it's really key, because this window is the accumulation zone. Now, if you jump into Ether, say you just log into the chart of Ether or Bitcoin, it's completely up to you. What you can see there is, like, say this particular area here, the time window between here is the accumulation area. And after breaking that accumulation area, it is doing that reaccumulation. You can find the same in all the different asset classes. You can just go into Wyckoff theory and study that theory, and you understand that yes, you have different accumulation phases. So for XRP, it hasn't started yet. It's still going to the upside from the first accumulation stage, and there would be a reaccumulation stage, right? That means the price would be consolidating. And where do we expect that to be? Around 0.7 to $1. It will go there, it will reconsolidate. There will be long wicks up to the up and down, but the price would be consolidating there, and it would create a reaccumulation zone. So if you would like to look at the history and learn, that's the scientific way. Now, if you don't understand why I use that term, science means you look at the history, you learn something, then you experiment it and you learn something. So for me, I've been experimenting with these kind of trading setups from last 4-5 years for crypto, especially for XRP from last 3 years. Completely. Now, I used to trade before, so last 4 years, but that 1 year I was really newbie. I didn't used to learn much, but after that I started learning a lot because of the bear market. Of course, during the bear market, because I invested some and I didn't want it to lose that. And that's how you learn more and concrete your foundation with that knowledge, so that you are an investor, not just a newbie trader. Guys, I hope you received value for your time, and if you did, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. If you would like to unlock more value, you can look at the Patreon link given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.